Okay.
All right, you okay?
I'm already laughing at your bag.
I'm gonna tell my wife you said that. Oh, sorry. I gotta remember, not at the comedy club. Okay. Good evening. Good evening. Oh, thank you for coming. This is the Magic of Laughter. My name is Dr. Tom Potter. I tell you a little bit about me. First of all, though, how many people are first-timers here at Canyon Ranch? Wow. Wow. Welcome. Welcome to Canyon Ranch. I want to welcome you here to Canyon Ranch where the towels are so fluffy, it's really hard to get your suitcase closed. And to Arizona, where our motto is, yeah, but it's a dry heat. Come on in, there's plenty of room. And to Tucson, Arizona, where our city vegetable is nachos. So, come on in. Go ahead and open the door for them. People are afraid to come on in.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Come on in, there's plenty of room.
Oh, cool.
And you can make yourself comfortable. Pull up another chair, keep your shoes off. There's some other seats over here. Come on in, I'm going to keep talking, but not quickly. Oh, he sees a chance to bail, that's cool. I've been there, I like that. All right. Now, those of you that are late, you missed my best joke? No problem. Okay. Let me tell you a little bit about the Magic of Laughter and what I'm doing here and why I'm here at Canyon Ranch. This is, I think it's around 168 times here at Canyon Ranch. I like this place. It's always fun. It's fun to do something and have some fun, but also to learn some things. You all are here, or have been drugged here, about health. Okay? So, so the Magic of Laughter is really we're going to talk about how laughter is magical and how it can make us feel good and all that sort of thing. Now, I was a professor of science education here at the University of Arizona at Prescott College for almost 30 years, and did comedy, and those two overlapped for about 20 years. 5 years ago I bailed out of academia, and I do this stuff all the time, and it's kind of neat. Now, here's the deal. Since I'm an instructor, I'm a teacher, I know that the best way to learn something is by doing it. Okay, and I see heads nodding. So here's my deal, okay? Canyon Ranch wants me to teach you about the magic and the benefits of laughter. But my thing is, if you laugh, if you do it, then I'm going to assume that you know it, okay? So, real simple. If you laugh to the level of my expectations of different jokes and events, then I'm not going to have to lecture you. Okay? However, I do have with me the ancient book of laughter. And if you don't laugh to my expectations, I will have to lecture you chapter or verse from this. Okay? Now, I don't want you to think this is a threat. It is, but I don't want you to think it is, okay? So let's get started. I'm also a magician, and so we're going to do probably a little comedy, a little magic, just to get us going, to be thinking about laughter. Now, this kind of stuff takes interaction, and we've been interacting nicely. And those of you who came in late, love to find out where you're from, because it's just kind of what we do here. And we have like 27 people already from Florida, which is kind of frightening, but it's better than 27 from Texas, right? Okay. All right. Thanks for sitting in the front row. I appreciate it. All right. Now, I have a card here. I need somebody to help me. You don't have to get up. You can sit right where you are. Somebody to help me who knows the names of the 52 cards in a regular deck of playing cards. Oh, wow, that was quick. Okay. Were you a bridge player or something?
Yes.
All right. You know the names of the 52 cards. And I don't mean like Mary and Fred and Arthur, okay? Okay, I mean like Jack of Spades, 7. Okay. Now, not the Joker.
She gets it.
All right?
Ones and twos.
You guys done? Okay. Sorry. Not the Joker, because that's my job, okay? I want you to think of any one of the 52 cards. Any one.
Think of any one of them, okay?
There you go. Nice. Perfect.
Did you
Okay.
think of one?
You got one in your mind? Now,
Yes.
what's your name?
Shirley.
Shirley? Okay. Shirley, wouldn't it be amazing if the card you're thinking of was on the back of this card?
It really would
Yeah, it'd be like 1,000,000 to 1 chance.
a 52.
Okay, great. Thanks for doing the math. But it'd still be pretty good, wouldn't it? Okay. So Shirley, this is going to be a long hour. So Shirley,
Yeah.
what card are you thinking of?
What card am I thinking of? Queen of Spades.
Queen of Spades. Wouldn't it be
Yes.
amazing? The Queen of
It would
Spades.
be.
What is Queen of Spades?
Yes.
Queen of Spades. So Shirley, you want to change your mind? No? Okay, fine. Right down here at the bottom, the Queen of Spades toward that bottom corner. Ta-da! Chapter 1. Oh, that was much funnier than the response. Chapter 1. Now, even though I'm a comedian, I'm a magician, I'm a producer, I'm an actor, I'm a writer, and all those things mean that basically I lie for a living. Okay? But if I'm reading to you from the Book of Laughter, you can believe it's absolutely true. So, since the applause and the excitement and the laughter wasn't quite what it should have been, Chapter 1. Why do we laugh? Remember, if it's in the Book of Laughter, it's true. There are 3 theories why humans laugh. The first theory is the incongruity theory of laughter. The incongruity theory of laughter says basically that we laugh when something happens that we don't expect. Okay? It's the whole idea behind jokes. Okay? Jokes. Build you, and then turn a corner. All right? So, a baby seal walks into a bar. Bartender says, "Hey, what do you have?" Baby seal says, "Anything but a Canadian club." My apologies to my friends from Canada. Now, that's not really funny, but it's incongruent. You did not expect to hear that. Okay? When you've heard a joke 10 times, even if it has a turn like that, you stop laughing. Why? Because it's no longer a surprise. It's no longer incongruous. Okay? That's one theory of why humans laugh. The second theory is the superiority theory of laughter. And that's the theory that says that we laugh when we feel superior to someone or something else. It's the whole basis behind slapstick comedy. Keystone Cops, Laurel and Hardy, the Three Stooges, Mel Brooks movies, okay? Dick Van Dyke falling over the ottoman, all right? The final theory is the relief theory of laughter. And the relief theory simply says, and we'll talk more about it later, is that when you have a complete and full release of tension and you are relieved, that sometimes you break out in laughter. Now, I can remember almost 30 years ago, when our son was first born, he was about 6 months old, he had to have some surgery. It wasn't anything huge, major, but new parents. We were nuts. We were in the waiting room. The doctor walked out, had the garb on, walked out. "Dr. and Mrs. Potter, Tim's going to be just fine." I just started laughing. Pam was appalled that I'm laughing. But 10 years later, when I started studying this, I realized that's what I was so relieved that I was laughing. Now, my theory, the laugh magic theory of laughter, basically is that each one of us has a certain level of each one of those 3 things in us. I love slapstick comedy. Slapstick just drives, my wife hates it. So she's really high in the incongruous, and a lot of women seem to be. A lot of women laugh when they're nervous or they don't know what's going to happen next. You ever hear people giggling at a horror movie? They're giggling because they don't know what's going to happen next. And that's one of the only times that gender plays any role at all in laughter. And that's an incredibly minute role. Okay, well let me move on. I'm going to go ahead and mark the second chapter because I just have a feeling about this. Okay, now 3,000 years ago, an ancient Chinese magician. Okay, I guess he wasn't ancient then, but okay, I won't hold you to that joke. Okay, so some things we just do for ourselves. All right. Developed this trick where he took 3 steel. They weren't steel, metal rings, and would unlock them and lock them. How many, by a show of hands, how many have seen this trick before? Oh, good, then I don't have to spend 5 minutes on that crap. Okay. I got to thinking, I've been doing this for so long and doing stand-up, and then I was thinking this actually today on the way here. I went, people who see me do the magic of laughter probably think that when I'm at a comedy club or something, all my jokes are lame. Well, they're not supposed to be. All right, chapter 2, facts about laughter. Remember, it's in the Book of Laughter, it's true. The average adult human laughs 17 times a day. Okay? Now, I've been spouting that one off ever since my first lecture. About 3 years ago, I ran across a new statistic. That the average kindergarten kid, 5 or 6 years old, laughs 500 times a day. Yeah, food for thought, okay? Don't need to comment on that. Humans are the only species that laughs. Most scientists believe that. Some scientists believe the great apes laugh. I think it's just gas. I'll think about that response, okay? I love this one. You can laugh ha ha ha, or you can laugh ho ho ho, but it is impossible to laugh ha ho ha ho. Absolutely true. Don't try it, okay? Every human has a laugh syllable. I hear hee 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 there. I hear ha ha ha. I was at a comedy club. Never forget this. I was at a comedy club. I was in the green room. First comic was on. All of a sudden, we hear this noise. Hey! Hey! So look, the manager of the club was like, what's that? Is that like a fire alarm? He said, I don't know, I've never heard it. I'm going to go check it out. He came back 15 minutes later, and the noise is still going. Hey! Every 1.3 seconds. Hey! It was just, and I said, what is it? It's a lady, she says she's laughing. My first one, is she okay? Well, she says she's okay. This went on 1 hour and 41 minutes. I was sitting at the bar, I get a tap on the shoulder, lady, I turn, a lady says, I'm a honker. I've never been approached at a bar like that. She said, I'm the one with the funny laugh. And she went on to tell me that she'd laughed that way since she was a little kid. And in elementary school, she was horrified because they'd be doing a spelling test or something, and kids would try to make her laugh so that it would, hey! It would just bust up everything, okay? So everybody's got their own laugh, and everybody's got one laugh, and almost always your cadence of your laugh, the space between your syllables, is almost always the same. It can go up in intensity, okay? And so, I tell you all of this because the only way to be able to use laughter and to benefit from laughter is to do it, and you got to know what makes you laugh, okay? That's why I hope you think about the different kinds of things that make you laugh. Listen to people's laughter, and that sort of thing. Okay, all right. I have here, in my hand, I have an invisible deck of playing cards. You guys see it in the back? Really? This might work for a change. Okay. Let's see. Right there, Panhandle. That's not really your name, is it? Yeah, it is? Is that close enough?
That's close.
What is it?
Pamela.
Pamela.
Close.
Pamela from Panhandle. Okay. Pamela, will you help me out? You don't have to come up here. I'm going to toss you this deck of cards. Would you just kind of form your hands in shape of a cup and catch it for me? Wow, you do a little acting too, do you? That's very good. Pamela, check out those cards. Make sure that's a regular deck of 52 playing cards, if you would. Well, Pamela, remember I threw it to you? Yeah, if it hadn't been in a box, it would have scattered all over the place. Right? Take them out of the box, if you would, please, first. And hand the box to Atlanta, if you would. She'll hold on to that for you, all right? Thank you very much. Okay, hold that box. That's very, very important.
It's heavy.
Okay. It's heavy. Okay. Well, Pamela, is that a regular deck of 52 playing cards?
Looks to be.
All right, cool. Now, Pamela, I want you to fan those cards out face down. And your name, ma'am?
Jill.
Jill? Jill, I'm going to ask you in a minute, Jill, to go pick a card. Any card. Don't let Pamela from Panhandle force you to take any. You take any card you want, okay? Go ahead and do that. Now, don't show it around. Don't show it to me, okay? Cool, Pamela, thank you. You can relax a minute. Now, Jill, in just a minute, I'm going to ask you to show that card to everybody gathered here. I want you all to turn around and look at it. Make sure that you see it. Don't yet. I don't want anybody to think I'm cheating. I'm going to turn my back. Okay, go ahead. Show it around. Oh, that's pathetic. But thanks for the effort anyway. All right, now turn it back. Jill, did you guys see it? New Orleans? Yeah. Oh, everybody from New Orleans saw it. Okay. All right, so here's what I want you to do, Jill. Hand full fan those cards out face down again. Now, Jill, I'm going to ask you to put the card back in the deck, but I want you to turn the card upside down, put it back in opposite all the other cards. Just put it in part way. Go ahead, I won't look. Okay, great. Pamela, tell me when she's done that.
Yes,
And did she do it right? One card upside down?
yes.
A big hand for Jill, please. All right, Pamela, I'd like you to square those cards up if you would, please. Get the box back from Atlanta. Thank you. Put them in the box, close the lid. Now, Pamela, I'm going to ask you to throw those cards back to me in a minute, but I'm not as good of a catch as you are. So just a second. I'm going to get out this empty bag. What? Sure it is. Trust me. Go ahead, nice and high. Oh, by the way, was it a red deck or a blue deck?
Red.
Not only did it end up in here, but it changed colors. Thank you. Bet you didn't know it was this big, did you? No. Now, let's see. Let me recap. Pamela got the deck. It was invisible. She fanned it out. Jill picked the card. Everybody saw it, especially the ladies. Jill put it back upside down. Pamela put it back up here after Atlanta gave her the box. Threw it up here. It magically appeared in the box in giant size, and it changed color in midair. Okay? You'd think that would be enough. But no. What card did you see?
I saw the Queen of Hearts.
You saw the Queen of Hearts. Now, did we set this up before? What your name is?
Carol.
Carol? Carol, did we set this up before the show? Carol, have we ever met before? You don't have to sound that proud, Carol. What'd you say? When you say Queen of Hearts, I'm going to fan through here. Hopefully one card is turned upside down. That'd be great. That'd be great if one card.
Oh my God.
One card is turned upside down in the deck. It would be a 1,000,000 to 1 chance. Your card, if it was indeed the Queen of Hearts. Oh, now he's good. Oh, you should have been going nuts. You what, you see that every day? No. We're going to move on to chapter 3 anyway.
I don't understand that. She's weird.
All right. Chapter 3 is the social aspects of laughter. Now, as I mentioned before, one of the theories of laughter is the relief theory, and most anthropologists believe that laughter began when mankind was very young. And you can picture maybe some cave people sitting around in the cave, at the end of the day around the fire, just breaking out in spontaneous laughter. Now, not because Shecky the caveman was doing his stand-up or anything like that, but because they were so glad they had food and they weren't dead. Okay? That's probably the beginning of human laughter. Now, an interesting thing is, when you laugh, you become more comfortable with your surroundings. And vice versa, when you become more comfortable with your surroundings, you laugh more. Okay, now, as I said before, my best stuff was at the beginning. But you guys are starting to, yeah, but you were so uptight. You weren't comfortable. Now you're laughing more at some really lame stuff. Okay? Has nothing to do with the bribes, okay? For example, you're in a movie, comedy movie. You get this shared laughter experience with a whole bunch of people. You walk out, you bump into somebody. Chances are, after a comedy movie and a shared laughter experience, you're just going to smile and I'm sorry, and move on. Okay? Laughter can act as a bonding agent between people when you have that shared laughter experience. Now, I'm starting to feel a bond develop right here. Okay, it's one way so far. I'm working on it, okay? And if you put all those things together, then socially, laughter can be very contagious. Have you ever started laughing just because somebody next to you was laughing and you had no idea what they were laughing about? Okay, absolutely. Okay. All right, let me move on. Oh, and you'll get to the next chapter. I'm not worried about it. This next routine I'm gonna do, I mean, this was one of the first magic routines I ever did publicly, and it stayed with me because it's interesting, it's cool, it's different, and it involves a borrowed item. An item borrowed from one of you so it doesn't look like it's something I brought in and had it all, tricked up. And what it is it's a great trick and you're gonna love it. It requires the use of a borrowed $100 bill. Now, first time I did this in Canyon Ranch, I had nothing but stares.
Nobody carries
Well,
it.
we don't carry money here. But then I found out that there's always somebody with money, and it's usually the men. Now, this is an aside. This has nothing to do with the routine. I'm just going to take a little aside. This is for informational purposes only. You ever seen the convenience store, the Circle K up there at the corner when you first turn off the highway? That Circle K has the highest per capita liquor sales in the state of Arizona. Now, I'm not sure that has any relationship to Canyon Ranch not serving liquor, okay? But for some reason, all the guys at about 9 o'clock have money in their pockets. Okay, now I'll move over and ask if there is anybody with a $100 bill. Laquita?
No, sir.
Yeah, I can do it with a 50, it's just only half as good. Oh, now where are you with the math? Oh, the math joke, never mind. Anybody got 50, 100? What do you have?
Whatever you want.
Wow.
It's my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday. Hold on a second.
I can't see.
I don't know what it's a hundred. Now, I have nothing
Was
against
this
you.
a free lecture that turns into a really
I have nothing
expensive-
against you. This really works better with a man. Okay? No. I'm going to ask you to loan that $100 bill to somebody. You may pick one of the men in here to loan it to, and you hold him to getting repaid.
I'm not doing
Okay, give it to La Quinta. Loan it to La Quinta. He looks trustworthy.
that. Okay, yes.
He lives in a golf course. What is your name?
Larry Church.
Okay, Larry's fine. Larry? On the back of that bill, if you would, write Larry really big. So in case we see that bill again, you'll recognize it? Oh, it's fine, people. You're not defacing money. The only way you deface money is if Larry put an extra zero and tried to pass it off as 1,000. Seriously. I've been doing money tricks for 25 years, and only 7 times have people got arrested. Thank you, Larry. Okay, you know what this is called in my business?
What?
Magic marker. Okay, now what is it? Felt pen? Felt pen? Okay. I owe you a chapter on that. Okay. All right, so, your name is?
Lois.
Lois and Larry. Lois and Larry. Lois, that's Larry's. You're going to be my eyes. You're going to be everybody else's eyes. Larry, remember, you owe Lois $100. As long as you don't forget that, we're going to have a good time, okay? So Larry, what would you like me to do with your $100 bill? I'm a magician. Dream a little.
Multiply it.
She does the math. Oh, you mean like make it a 200? And now we're talking defacing currency. Make it 1,000, that'd be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. Watch carefully. Watch. Oh, by the way, is this your watch, sir? Oh, wait, that's mine. Ta-da. Watch carefully. Fold the bill once into halves. Usually people at that point go, ooh. A little late. In Texas, that was real late, okay? Twice into quarters. I do my own choreography too. 3 times into eighths. Oh, stop. I'm done. 4 times into pieces. Thank you very much. And I blow on it and unfold it once. twice, 3 times, 4 times.
Now it's Canadian.
What is that? What is it? It's a Safeway coupon for ketchup. Bummer. No, I'll take care of you. I'll take care of you. Yeah, where are we? Okay, I'm taking care of you. Seriously. Oh, there it is, okay. Big hand for Larry, everybody. Now, as I was saying, I love to do tricks with borrowed items. Does anybody have a $100 bill? Tricks over. Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm going to try one more thing. Your name again begins with an L. Lois.
Like Lois Lane.
Like Lois Lane. Is that what you always like, Lois?
No.
Okay, like Lois Lane. Okay, all right. And Larry like Larry Church. Okay. Okay, Lois. I'm going to do another trick. I think you'll like this one. Another borrowed item. This is tougher here in Candy Ranch than coming up with money, okay? Does anybody out there happen to have a bottle of ketchup? Oh, what were the odds? And your name, sir?
Lois.
You don't have any funny lines, Larry. Give Larry a hand as he and his ketchup bottle join me right up here. Come on right up here. How you doing?
Good.
Good. So, Larry, you ever done any magic before?
No.
No. Are you willing to try?
Sure.
Because remember,
I have no choice.
you owe Lois $100. Yeah. So, as long as you remember that, we're going to be fine. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get you some stuff, some of my magic stuff. You're going to finish out this trick. It's going to be very fun. Okay? But you may never have done magic, but do you know the magician's code?
No.
No. Who knows the magician's code? Never tell a secret. Are you willing to abide by that?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, because I still have your 50. That's a joke. So, Larry, I'm going to go ahead and get you some stuff to use, and what I'd like you to do, Larry, is you go ahead. Oh, that's right. I was going to have you entertain the people, but I got it here. Now, here's what I want you to do. Take your left hand, put it out, nice and firm. Okay. Into your hand, I'm going to place this empty bag. They're not buying a word you're saying, Larry. Okay. Okay. There. Now, hold on to it. Don't let it tip over. Okay. Now, Larry, they don't believe it's empty. Without looking at it, you can feel, you can tell. Would you please tell them, is that an empty bag? I still have Lois's money.
The bag is empty.
Ah! Good, good. Now, into your empty bag, Larry, I'm going to place your ketchup bottle, if I can find room, okay? Now, hold on to that a minute, Larry. I'm going to get the magician's wand, magic wand. Take it high in your right hand, if you would, please. Now, here's what we're going to do. That happen often, Larry? What? I didn't break your wand. Oh, you people! Oh. I'm going to the ending book for that. That's horrible. I'm so embarrassed. Okay, Larry, you know any magic words?
Yes.
Larry's pissed. That's Lois's money, I don't get it. Okay, Larry, you know any magic words, really?
Yeah.
Like what?
Abracadabra.
Beautiful. Wave your hand over the bag and magically do the abracadabra thing right there.
Abracadabra.
Beautiful, let's see what you've done. Okay, that's enough, all right. Well, this is interesting. Wow, Larry, look at that. Ah. Yeah, I can clearly see this will do us no good. Clearly. Now, I'm already giving you the whole book, so it doesn't really matter anymore. Okay. Oh, this is very good, Larry. Wow. Excellent. Never done magic before. Wow. Excellent, Larry. Wow.
Tomato.
Okay, now wait a minute. Wait a minute. Larry, a rank amateur, and I want to emphasize the word rank.
Rank.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Boom. Now, Larry just turned a ketchup bottle into an empty bottle and a tomato, and you are not giving it up for him? I do not understand. I need to know why you weren't applauding and cheering and laughing right away. What's the deal? Come on, help me out. Oh, you think there's still something in the bag? Oh, well, let's ask Larry. Larry, anything in the bag? I still have Lois's 20. Nothing in there, huh? No. All right. They're not buying this. So I'm going to prove it to them. Make everybody be happy with you then, all right? It is empty, and we're going to prove it to you. Here we go. You do not know how uncomfortable I'm going to be for the next 20 minutes. So, Larry, what you got there?
I got a $100 tomato.
Is that a real tomato?
Yes, it is.
See, that kind is free of salmonella, by the way. It is, yeah. You know, with the stem on it, it's okay. No salmonella poisoning when you have the stem on it. Okay, that's why I glued one on before we got here. No, go ahead and pull the stem off, and then I want you to examine that. Okay, cool. I want you to examine that if you would. Make sure I have it prepared to cut it open, put it back together. Is that a regular, real-looking, deep, normal tomato?
Yes.
Great. Take that tomato an extra year if you would, because shake it. You hear anything?
No.
I still have Lois's 10.
Yes.
Okay. Wow, you're quick. You may be slow, but you're quick. Okay. All right. So, hold on a second. Larry, may I have that?
Oh.
Trying to hit that towel. Okay. About 4 years ago, they got new carpeting here and told me I had to use the towel from now on. Well, you could cut the tension with a knife.
Yes. You can also ruin my shirt.
Larry, take that if you would, please. Go ahead, take that.
Oh, my goodness.
Open it up, turn it over, and in a loud voice, Larry, is that your $100 bill that you owe to Lois? Give Larry a little damp, but you know, what are you going to do? All right, I don't need the rest of this book, folks. Still comfortable? You all right? Okay. Chapter 4, laughter. Normally what we think about laughter is the physiological response to humor. Okay? Now, let me give you some facts about that. Every time you laugh, and by the way, when you're looking at physiological benefits for laughter, you can even fake laughter and get the physiological benefits. Now, maybe not the emotional, the spiritual benefits, but the physiological benefits. First of all, every time you laugh, it's a set of gestures and the production of a sound. It's not simply a sound. Every time you laugh, 15 facial muscles are stimulated. Every time you laugh. Every time you laugh, your epiglottis half closes your larynx. Remember, if it's in the book of laughter, it's absolutely true. Sometimes when you laugh, your tear ducts are activated. Sometimes to a higher degree. Ever laughing, cried just because you were laughing? Okay. Sometimes your face turns red when you laugh. That's because your epiglottis half closes your larynx, and it at times can cut off 50% of your laughter, your oxygen when you're laughing. So please, when I start getting really funny in the next few minutes, please be careful, okay? Other neural circuits are sometimes triggered, which generate more laughter. Now, real easy explanation of that. Ever started laughing and then you just couldn't stop?
Yes.
Yeah, you start thinking of the most mundane thing in the world, and it's a physiological. So it's a physiologically contagious laughter. Okay?
Can I ask the ignorant question?
You please.
Physiological means what exactly?
Physical, body. Okay, yeah. Yeah, not a. What kind of question did you call it? Not an ignorant question at all. No, that's a very good question. Mental health and laughter. That's the next chapter. That's really good for this group. Laughter is a great outlet for expressing negative emotions, and it's a harmless way to relieve stress. Physically, you can get really tired laughing. I'm sure you've had when you've had a laughing fit, you've gotten the stomach thing or the back thing or whatever. Okay. When you're in a bad way, do something that makes you laugh. That's why at the beginning I gave you those different ideas of things that make us laugh. You really do have to sit back and think, what makes me laugh? why am I not laughing at these new kids' cartoons? You know, when my kids were growing up, I laughed at cartoons when I was a kid. My kids started growing up, I was watching cartoons and going, and this stuff is stupid, okay? It just didn't make me laugh anymore. Tom and Jerry still make me laugh, okay? So you have to find out what makes you laugh. And laughter therapy has become really popular in the last number of years, primarily with the movie Patch Adams, that Robin Williams did, based on the story of the real Patch Adams, the doctor who used humor to help people feel better. Even before that, Norman Cousins wrote a book called The Anatomy of an Illness, where he says he was cured of an incurable illness by laughter. Linda Richmond, who used to lecture here a lot on the topic of humor, has a book out, and it's just, it's marvelous. She talks about how when she was so depressed, she didn't leave her bedroom for 11 years. And through laughter, she was able to not only get out, become productive, but also go on a lecture circuit about the benefits of laughter, write a book. She's the mother-in-law of Mike Myers. And she's, if you remember Saturday Night Live, when Mike Myers was on it, he used to do coffee talk with Linda Richmond. No, that's just, he was basing that on his mother-in-law, and it's like dead on, except she's funnier than he is. Okay, getting the laughter, is it healthy? Well, that's why we're here at Canyon Ranch, or at least supposedly why you're here at Canyon Ranch. It's probably not for the big portions of meat. But I recommend, just don't tell anybody I said this, I recommend that when they have the lamb chops, I heard a guy next to me say, because they come, there's like 3 of them, they're wonderful, and they're like a nice bite each, all right? There's 3 of them, okay? But you say 4 helpings, put them all on one plate. I heard a guy next to me do that, and I did it, and it was great. Yeah, I only needed another couple entrees to finish out. Okay. Laughter isn't healthy. Absolutely true.
Tonight.
Yeah, I was going to say it's also the best ice cream any place on the face of the earth.
Yes.
Okay. Laughter reduces levels of certain stress hormones in the a list of things that you can benefit from even if you're faking your laughter. Natural killer cells increase in your body when you laugh. There's an increase in gamma interferon protein in your body. Get this, when you laugh, you increase the number of T cells and B cells in your body, those cells that fight cancer. There's a higher concentration of salivary immunoglobulin A. That's the stuff that kills germs before it even gets into your body. And sometimes if you laugh, you can clear your respiratory tract of dangerous mucus plugs. Okay? How many of you have ever been next to somebody when they were laughing, they were like spitting on you? I'm here to tell you they're not spitting on you, they're dislodging dangerous mucus plugs. Yeah. Now, there are some cautions. Besides, if you laugh too much at only 50% oxygen, you could have a little breathing issue. But also, if you have just gotten abdominal stitches, don't come to my show. I wish. Okay. Now, laughter and physical fitness. This is interesting, because this has all been proven. It's all in the literature. There's all kinds of studies. We've even looked at it here. Every time you laugh, your diaphragm and your respiratory system get a workout. Every time you laugh, you exercise your face, your legs, your back, and your abdominal muscles. Now, this is the one that really seems weird. Aerobically, for the ticker, laughing 100 times is the equivalent of 15 minutes on an exercise bicycle. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. I should have told you that at the beginning. You might have laughed more. Okay. All right. Now, it's now time for my prescription for using laughter. And we'll get one little thing to close with. Now, when I first got my my doctorate degree, my daughter was pretty young, and a couple of years later, somebody said, "Your dad's a doctor?" And she said, "Yeah, but not the kind that helps anybody." But now I really do get to write a prescription that helps somebody, I hope. Here it is. It's very simple. First of all, figure out what makes you laugh and do it. Now, that seems simple. The words come out easily. But that's a hard task, because you really do have to figure out what makes you laugh. Second, surround yourself with funny people. I used to talk about the teacher's lounge in schools. It's like the most negative place in the world, because everybody goes in there and bitches and moans. And it's a tough job, man. It's a hard job. And there's those lounges in every business. And it's a negative space. And I remember in one school, when I was a young teacher, I went home pissed off every day. And then somebody said, don't go in that lounge. And the next half of the year, I was the happiest guy in the world. Seriously, surround yourself with funny people, or at least try not to surround yourself with morons, okay? You can develop your own sense of humor. All right, you don't have to take a sense of humor that, is typical. I mean, Steve Martin, when Steve Martin began, if you've ever read his book, Laughing Out Loud? No. Born Standing Up, thank you. Unbelievable book, especially for somebody in my field, but his stuff was the stupidest stuff in the world until he developed it. And I saw him in 1976, with an arrow through his head, and a balloon animal, and Groucho glasses, and it was the dumbest stuff, but man, he developed his own sense of humor around it, and it was just unbelievable, okay? So, the prescription is very simple. I'm going to steal a line from the athletic shoemaker, laughter, just do it. It's very simple. We've always heard that laughter is the best medicine. Grandparents have told us that, and it's true. There has not been an HMO that I know of that has ever turned it down. And it's very, very powerful. It truly is. Now, before we go, I'm starting to feel that bond. You guys are making me feel pretty good. I'd like to tell you a quick story. A story about how I got started in this business. Now, it's a true story, and you can believe it's a true story, even though I'm a pathological liar. But not really. Thank you. It all started on the streets of New York City. Or was it Florida? Or doesn't really matter, but you can believe it's true. You see, one morning as my parents were driving downtown to go shoplifting at Macy's, pulled up to the curb and my mom opened the door of the station wagon to let me out. She said those words that I remember to this day. Excuse me. Getting a little verklempt. She used to say, son, don't accept candy from a stranger unless he offers you a ride. Well, I'm here to tell you I've been around the block a few times. Well, this particular day I saw something that was just astounding for me as a young child. I saw a group of people gathered down at the corner hat store. Outside they were excited, they were having fun, and they were doing all sorts of cool things. So being curious young lad, I ran down there to see what it was. And when I got there, of course, I was very small, they were very tall, so I had to worm my way to the front to see what was going on. And there's when I saw a guy in the most dapper black suit coat I'd ever seen, standing next to a stool with an old doctor bag. It was my first experience with the three-card monte. You know the game they play, the card game they play on the streets of the big city, where the dealer gets 3 cards, and he mixes them up, and he asks the mark to follow one of the cards. If the mark can follow that card, he will double his money. See the lady from Manhattan nodding her head, she sees it every day. Not only would he do that, and he would take 1s and 5s and 10s and 20s and hallelujah Larry C notes from people. It was a religious experience for me. I saw my life cut out for me like a well-tailored suit. People would actually walk up to him after putting the money in the bag and thanking him for the dandy time. So I watched him all day long. I couldn't believe it. It was great. I walked up to him at the end of the day as he was packing up his wares. I said, sir, you are my new role model. What are the secrets of life? And he said to me, he said, son, if that is your real name, like you were there, isn't it? So there's some things you need to remember. First of all, never rebroadcast a ball game without the express written consent of Major League Baseball. He said never eat at a place called Mom's. And never try to do a magic trick with a guy named Larry. 2 out of Dream bad. But it was so powerful that if it's okay with you, for the next minute or two, I would like to share the experience with you. Is that all right?
Yes.
Can I do that? So we had 3 cards. Now I realize these cards are very large, but remember, I was very small. And I want you to remember it just as I do. So he had 3 cards. He had the ace, the king, the queen, the lady, the gent, and the spot. And he would take those cards and he would mix them up and he would put them down in his stool and he would ask the people to follow him. And if they could, he would double their money. He said, you know, there's a couple other things you need to remember, son. He said, the most important thing is, don't ever play cards with a magician who's trying to make an extra buck. And that's my story. Before we go, thanks for coming. I appreciate that. I hope we had some fun. I hope it gives you some food for thought. Laugh a lot. I have to leave you though. My grandfather was a very big influence on my life. I have to leave you with some thoughts of his because there's what guided me to this point. And also, if you ever want me to do comedy for you, I don't throw in the clinkers that make you moan. Okay, you know, the bad stuff that... If I did my regular comedy thing, I'd never get to the book because you guys would be laughing hysterically. Okay, so, my grandfather used to say, always watch out for number 1 and try not to step in number 2. You know it's deep. But more importantly, he used to say, eagles may soar, but weasels don't get sucked into jet engines. That's it for me tonight. You guys spent a lot of fun. Thanks for coming. I really appreciate it. Enjoy your stay here at Candy Ranch. Good have to see us again. Thanks. Thank you very much.
You weren't just dying back there.